Welcome to Roots and Ruminants, your podcast for creative and innovative use of farm, pasture, and rangeland. We're going back to the basics of raising and grazing livestock, growing your own forage, and practical land use. Welcome to the Roots and Ruminants podcast. Justin and I are here on a dreary April day, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of that way for a while here.
Yeah.
We're in the spring crud.
It is the crud. 33 degrees, windy, no sun.
Yeah, I actually
Wet.
my tractor didn't start this morning
Really?
because it was 15 degrees. And I cranked on it like 3 times. I'm like, son of a gun. So then I plugged it in, and then 10 minutes later it started.
Oh.
It's cold.
It is cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
I don't like it. I planted peas and oats and Italian ryegrass last Saturday.
Yeah?
Do you think it's gonna make it?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
I think so too.
What?
But it is kind of scary. Like the forecast isn't very warm yet, and the nights are still in the low 30s.
Yeah, just like frost seeding. It'll be fine.
If it was all grass, I'd say no problem. I'm a little bit worried about the oats and the peas.
Oh, I wonder about the oats. I planted my oats in March last year. It took them 3 weeks to come up.
Yeah. It's probably going to take 3 weeks for these two.
Yeah. So, one, I felt good about it because, like, job's done. But also, I'm like, all right, maybe it's not a huge rush to plant them because if they're going to come for 3 weeks, it probably wasn't quite time. So,
yeah.
I punted on them this year. I had a window I could have mudded them in last week. Decided not to. Probably going to have a window to mud them in this Friday. Probably going to decide not to. And then it'll be 3 weeks before I actually get it done.
Yeah. I did it. We had a really windy Saturday, like a week ago.
Yeah.
I did it that really windy day.
Ooh.
It was windy.
Was it dusty or was it muddy?
No.
Tacky?
It was not. It wasn't muddy at all. No. But it wasn't dusty either.
Just good Minnesota tilth?
Yep. That's
good
right.
Tilth.
Yep.
Good tilth.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's our birthday months, by the way.
Hey, happy birthday.
What's that going on?
Big party plans at the end of the week? What day is it? Friday?
Yeah, but no. I don't think so.
I have my oldest son, Mason, has a birthday Thursday.
Oh.
I think we're going to go buy a pickup for his birthday.
Are you really?
Yeah, like it's just going to land on that Thursday. He's got one picked out in Pipestone. So, yeah, that'll be great.
You can also celebrate the Confederate States of America, the Confederacy, surrendering to Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox. Generally surrendered to...
On April 9th.
April 9th, yeah. So
I don't have that date memorized.
You should get your son a pickup for that day, to commemorate that day.
Commemorate this.
I don't know why I remember that, but it's not...
If you're going to... If Millie was if she was old enough to go buy a vehicle,
yeah,
how would you help her out with the first purchase of a vehicle?
Oh yeah.
Like all of it, half of it? What would you do?
I'd probably do all of it as long as it was like, I don't know, 18,000 maybe or under. I don't know. I don't think I'd go over that.
Yeah, okay, all right.
That's kind of my thinking, but
she does it really.
Okay, what are you
doing? We said we would do half.
Yeah.
But it had to cost less than $10,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I'm thinking more like your college car anyway. Like your first car is just going to be the farm pickup. Actually, she already has it. She already drives it like almost every day. Like back and forth doing chores and things like that. So that, I'm pretty sure like that old pickup is just going to be her first pickup.
Yep.
So I'm thinking she could run that for a few years and then we'll do something different after that.
We have a car like that he's been running for a couple years.
Okay.
But we're just going to keep that and move it on to child and the next child and the next child. See how long it lasts. But
everybody gets it. Well, that's fun. So you're going to pick up?
He's got a pickup picked out.
He does. Yeah. Under $10,000. You can buy a pickup under $10,000.
$9,500. I mean, it's like a salvage special.
Yeah.
But
it's a dually. So. It's a dually.
No, it's a
straight pipes.
Oh. I'm sure he might have straight pipes. Yeah, he wants to tint the windows. All the cool things that a 17-year-old boy wants to do to a pickup.
Yeah. It'd be really nice right now to get a good, you know, non-maintained vehicle that gets about 8 miles a gallon, like a good old gas 1-ton dually or something like that. Just something that just watch the gas gauge go down when you're driving down the road.
And put $4 gas in it
$4
now.
gas in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your
I always thought a single cab pickup is the best, best first vehicle for anybody because then you can't haul your friends around and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
expensive to drive. So you learn quickly to carpool with your friends, have them drive everywhere else,
Oh,
and
it
you don't
puts so
drive
much.
much.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
And it's pretty safe.
I don't even know. I hardly ever see a single cab anymore.
Yeah, I know. There's
Used to
not
that's all
many of them.
pickups were. Remember the old like Scottsdale four doors? Like how like
Yep.
what a treat those were. Like just so unique.
Yeah.
Now
I
this
can
guy's
actually,
got
there are
freaking
like 3 or 4 grain farmers
yeah.
in Pipestone County that have, they just always buy a single cab Chevy pickup,
Okay.
probably order it custom.
Yeah.
And that's just what they've had. And they still
Huh.
do.
Yeah. Not many on the road.
Yep.
Kind of hard
No,
to
not
touch.
many.
What's your big prediction for the end of the war? End of war. By the time people listen to this, it'll already be proven wrong. But you think we are going to bomb Iran to the Stone Age, like Trump says, with more colorful
No,
language?
no,
You don't think
no
so?
way.
I think we are.
No, no way.
I don't want to. I think it's a
No.
terrible idea.
Yeah, you think I mean, it's like everything. It's let's make
Fluff.
big threats and see what happens.
I know, but at some point, if everybody finds out they're just big threats, then it's not going to work anymore.
I don't know. It's worked so far for him.
What's well, not in the context of
Not
Iran.
for
I don't.
war. Yeah, yeah.
I
But
don't think
I
there's
mean,
much of
everything
a
he
there.
said,
It's like good.
yeah, I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
that's how he gets things done.
but
People move after he speaks.
but what if he loses his power, superpower, which is to say he just speaks it into fruition and it happens?
Yeah.
What if he loses that? It's gonna be
Yeah, I
bad.
think there's a fable about that called the boy cries wolf.
Well, I know, but in the fable, it only takes 3 times, and now it's like, how many times are we gonna let this go on?
You really believe that we're going to bomb Iran?
I think our actions so far have been bizarre enough that the next move is not as predictable as I would think. I think it's bizarre how into it we're getting and how much we're investing militarily to open the Strait of Hormuz, which yes, I know we depended on some for fertilizer, but that's like mostly an Asia Europe problem, not a US problem. It's more of a problem to South America than it is to North
Right.
America. Like it's
Yeah.
bizarre why do we care so much about this Strait of Hormuz? And I get, okay, yeah, like you can make a case. You can always say, well, they're going to develop nuclear weapons. We have been told they're going to have a nuclear weapon every 6 months for like 30 years now, like our entire life. We've been told Iran is really close to getting a nuclear weapon. So it's like, okay, what was different this time to them almost getting a nuclear weapon? And they don't have missiles that reach the United States anyway. Like, I don't know. It's like, the whole thing is bizarre. And every time it seems like we try to like stall a little bit, then like Israel's like that like little punky friend that we have that we hang out with that always like starts the fights. Like, oh, and just when the fight's over, the little like one more punch gets thrown. They're like, oh, then it just never ends.
Well, that part's true. It does never end.
It's weird.
The Middle East and
It's weird. Anyway, well, I don't know if that's exactly why our listeners tune in, so maybe we should move on. But it's crazy. It affects things.
well, it affects agriculture for sure right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at like
Fertin fuel is nuts.
on my flex acres. I'm looking at some low fertilizer options on stuff.
Yeah.
Some scavenging stuff for forage. It's like I was debating on whether to plant some other pieces back to grass this year or next year. And now it's like, oh, no brainer. Like as of a month ago, it's
Just
like,
gonna do it now.
no brainer. Yeah, save the fert, save the money.
So you are planting
Yeah.
grass.
Yes. So let's talk about that because I know you were doing
Okay.
some. Okay, so just put a mix into you guys for a grass is greener AgSpire program, and so what I'm doing here. Okay, here's an observation that I've had of my area. I think broadly, I think it extends out a ways. All right, the quarter section, half section, area that's considered like the home place, right, where the
Yep.
farm is. Okay,
Yep.
the livestock overwinter there, the calving is there, that kind of stuff. Those pieces still have a lot of small fields, small pastures, like a lot of fences, trees, like developed. They look very diversified. If you like, you can almost go to a map and be like, okay, there's one, right? Because all kinds of little stuff.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
then the places that don't have that are farther removed, either move to, all pasture, all crop ground, or like split 80 and 80. You know what I mean? But they don't retain that. Like nobody keeps like little fields in and amongst a big pasture as much as if they're on like that home place.
No. Yeah, if it's far away, you want to make your trip efficient.
Hmm.
You don't want to do multiple crops or multiple
Yeah.
things.
So we
Yes.
got all those little small fields still on like the home half section there, and we have two fields that you literally have to go through two gates, one two gates, one three gates to get to 12-acre field, 19-acre field. Surrounded by pasture that we use as a calving complex. And I'm like, okay, I don't mind doing some annual forages and stuff here and there, but also this thing is more complicated than it should be. And I'm
Yeah.
looking for a little bit more. I want a different kind of calving pasture, right? There's two different kinds of calving pastures. There's like it's just barely sod most years, and some years it turns black because you have
Mm-hmm.
150 cows on 40 acres, 30 acres, right?
Yep.
There's that kind of calving pasture. Then there's you know, 1 to 2 pairs an acre type calving pasture. You got 150 acres, 200 acres. You're putting 200 to 250 cows out there.
Yep.
It's a whole different deal.
Yep.
So if you stockpile that grass on that bigger spread, basically they're gonna probably not consume much hay because if you turn them out there for the first 2 3 weeks, they're mostly going to eat the dormant forage that was there from last year. You're going to supplement them with some silage and some distillers if you want to, or cake. But then the grass is starting to green up, so they're getting a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and your
Mm-hmm.
feeding goes like down to zero. And
Mm-hmm.
feeding fresh pears and cows that are calving in the pasture, I really hate doing it. I really hate doing it.
What?
Well, just like the driving around baby calves by the
Yeah.
tubs,
Oh,
like the
that part.
calves all
Yeah.
come up to the like 150 cows all crowd the feeder wagon, and the
Yeah.
calves are running with them, and everything gets all messed up, right? So it's like as little disturbance as possible type thing, in a big enough area. So I'm going to take these pieces and I'm going to plant a calving pasture, but not the first kind of calving pasture, not the brome grass, crested wheatgrass, Kentucky bluegrass, like just sodded up. It's going to be a golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this thing big enough. Redo the fences, put that into 3 different chunks so I can move them around through there. Basically, that group is the older, mature cows on that piece, 150 of them, and I'd like to get it to where start at one spot, put 50 in the ground, move 100, put 50 on the ground, move 100, put 50 in the ground, and then we can bring up 50 pairs at a time, which is like a nice work day in the midst of everything else. Bring up 50 pairs, haul
Yeah.
50 pairs. Bring up 50 pairs, haul 50 pairs. Kind of works, good with our setup and the size of our crew and what we have time for in the spring. So I'm trying to simplify some things and not open 3 gates every time I need to, let the co-op into spray.
Yeah. Yep. I like it.
So I'm doing a mix of a lot of cool seasons, right? So a lot of SDF 43, Forage Fescue, which is kind of intermediate cool season, but then doing some orchard grass, doing some meadow brome, doing some stuff that's been established early. Meadow fescue, right? Trying that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have any of that on my
Mm-hmm.
property yet. I'll try some of that. And then I'm putting a spattering 4 to 5 pounds of the big three tall native switchgrass, big blue, Indian grass, just so I have some of it out there so we can bulk up in the summer when I'm resting it.
So you mentioned that you could or would like to lightly graze this
Mhm.
one other time.
Mhm.
So you move pears off of it middle
Mhm.
of May, come back to it 1st of July or something like that,
Yeah,
end of July.
probably. Yeah, so probably move pears off of there fully off all the pieces by 1st of June, maybe 5th of June. It's gonna be a little later,
Okay.
so we can
Okay.
hold them a little longer. And
Yep.
then um, I'll usually have rye in the rotation on a field or two nearby, 30-acre field, 50-acre field, so that can stockpile some.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like to just keep probably 40 head at home to kind of go through that. So I'll turn one of those fields into a season-long summer grazing piece. The other one will go to corn for silage. There'll be a little bit of beans, a little bit of hay on either end of the half section. But then between one of those fields being full season grazing mix, I'll be able to go to that when I come off of it, sometime in first part of June there,
Yep.
keep them on there for quite a long time, then pull them off. And yeah, middle of July, August, come back through the grass a little bit, and then go back to the grazing mix.
Heck yeah.
I mean, right now we have no cows. Well, right now we have 10 to 15, basically my cull group is what I've been doing. Um, Either last to calve, old cows, whatever, just stuff I don't plan on breeding. Leave them at home, 10 to 15, and then just wean calves, take the cows right to the sale barn.
Yep.
So I'm going to move a little pasture into my cull pasture, move another little pasture, 80-acre piece into my cull pasture starting next year when this is established, and then everything will be in groups of 40 to 80 over on that piece, over on that herd, and I'll have one little 80-acre piece to throw my 15 dedicated culls onto. And if the bread market stays the way it is, I'll probably continually throw, kind of the most disappointing yearling bull that I buy all year.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. That one
basically, the
backup
one,
that you
yeah,
can.
the one that needs to get, kind of caught up a little bit. Have him throw him out there. If he gets some bread, he gets some bread. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have them right there, so then I can AI on them, do embryos, do all my stuff right next to the chute, which would be a big change because it's been a lot of years since we've had a group like a group that stays home.
Yeah. Yep. That's valuable. The convenience of all that and the time savings.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm doing with those two pieces. What'd you plan?
Cool. Uh, okay. So you did that through Grass is Greener,
Mm-hmm.
and I also did a Grass is Greener contract,
Mm-hmm.
but we did different. I did I think it's a 550
Okay. The native seed.
native range seeding, overseeding.
Okay. Overseed.
So this also happened last weekend, Friday night. Um, we broadcasted on it's called the Ranch Renewal Mix. So it's a bunch of native grasses, forbs, and flowers. I think there's like, I don't know, 12, 15 different things in there,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm pumped about. There's a few introduced things in there, like there's some clover in there and some yellow blossom alfalfa, but then is like your most popular flowers. So like grayhead coneflower, purple prairie clover, prairie coneflower, and then we got side oats and blue grama and big blue and Indian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about it because we've gotten snow on it twice now. We've been freezing and thawing probably 3 or 4 days, and we
Yeah.
got some rain on it. So it was a dormant seeding or a frost seeding, I should say. It was a
Mm-hmm.
frost seeding, even though it was done last week of March. It's still going to work pretty good, I think. So
Nice.
I'm excited. So we did that through AgSpire, and I did text Mitchell Vanderwall before we got on the call. I'm like, hey, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that Jared and I have done through Grass is Greener program.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys looking for enrollment and contracts? And he said, well, we can still sign people up for Grass is Greener. However, there's probably a 30 to 40-day window before they can
Mm-hmm.
get signed up. So they're probably going to miss the seeding window on some things. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you got signed up for a whatever you did or whatever I did, you might be too late by the time your application gets through the
Yeah.
process and certified, good to go. So,
Yep.
but that doesn't mean they couldn't do something in the fall for a fall seeding.
Yeah. Or you can do. I've got another guy that's doing. It's maybe 20 acres, just about a mile away, and he's going back to. I think he's doing it. He's doing a native planting. So the plan was is he was just gonna, spray it off right this summer and plant that like middle August, 10th of August type thing. That native grass, trying to get because like, what else do you plant? How do I make sure that I can get it in on time for that warm
Yeah.
season stuff, so it's planted in the warm season window? I was like, oh, it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, you're gonna have to spray some pretty nasty stuff to get it cleaned up twice, or maybe even three
Yeah.
times before
Yeah.
August. So I was like, hey, why don't I put up some? Doesn't have haying equipment really around here or anything like that, but he has some cows. So I was like, hey, why don't we do a 60-40 split? I'll buy some oats, plant some oats. It was beans last year. We'll use up the nitrogen credit. Kind of get that ground a little bit mellowed out. Get a good seed bed, control the erosion, put up some bales. So that'll be a nice little flex. No big deal. I mean, no rent, not much outlay. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So
That'll
put up.
set him up though too. So
Yeah. So that would be going in like a warm season deal in August. And then I'm going to do some similar thing, probably use very much the same mix that you did on an 80, I think just an 80. I've got another 80 I might do next year on an 80-acre piece. This was, so this is a, previous crop ground 80-acre pasture. And it's one of those quarters that years ago, Grandpa um, moved this to, like, I don't know, I'm assuming it was all pasture and farmed one half of it. But then actually, so it must have been pasture all the way back. Farmed the whole thing. He planted half back to grass. That's what it had to be. So it got planted back to grass probably in the 70s or 80s. I'd have to ask him. And it's just like the simplest mix you can imagine. It was back like in put some brome, put some Kentucky bluegrass out there, plant some grass.
Yep.
So when we put this is one of the pieces we put into grassland CRP about 3 years ago.
Oh, sure.
And you have to do a vegetative assessment, or you have to go out and identify, because it scores you, right? So if you have like one species of native, all introduced, no species of native, or however many different grass species you can identify, then it puts you in a category. Well, like the diverse category is 5 or more species, which can include forbs, which can include like the forbs that are weeds, like gum
That's what I was
weeds,
wondering.
stuff like
Like,
that. Yeah.
okay.
So I have to go out but I have to find 3 grasses. Okay.
Okay.
To find 3 grasses, at least one of them needs to be native. And I'm telling you, like, I did all the others, like, basically drove in the gate, made a little 360 spin, wrote down all the things I could, got to my 5, and then turned it in. And I scoured this thing. Justin, looking.
Is more better?
Yeah, but like
Okay.
only up to 5. 3 grasses,
Oh, okay.
and then
All right.
2 other forbs. So like
All
you
right.
think like that's just the easiest thing in the world. Like any pasture would
Yeah.
just have that in the first 100 foot. I had to look and look and look. And then finally I was like, fine, I'll go get some cordgrass. Let's go down the creek. Cordgrass is here. And I had to use cordgrass to get me over the thing. It is like pure Kentucky blue and brome, smooth brome. Pure stand of it. Of those 2 things. So that one is really up for a ranch renewal type mix.
There you go. Yep.
So
Great
we
one for it.
put hog manure on it actually last year.
How?
Just put over the top. We
Really?
basically the same drag line. We just didn't put anything in the ground.
Okay.
Gonna spray on top, so it should be pretty lush.
And she'll be green.
So I need to burn some nitrogen off with that this year, and then
Have you ever done that before?
In the past, yeah, it's remarkably productive,
fantastic.
especially those grass species.
Yeah.
That's the only pasture that we've ever fertilized, but based on the species profile, like, it needs it. This is just a hayfield.
Yeah.
It's not. These aren't pasture grasses even, really.
Would you spend money to put nitrogen on your pasture this year?
Might be a tough year to do it, but there's moisture. Cattle are worth a lot, so I don't know. Depends on what you need for stocking rate.
Yeah. I've never been a huge fan of fertilizing pastures. Man, I think there's other ways to get more forage than spending money on urea.
Yeah, right. But the manure I like, because then you're fixing a lot.
Yeah.
You're fixing a lot of things. You're not just like putting it on a sugar high.
Either.
Yeah, you're not just giving the grass a sugar high. You're putting a lot of things on there. So did that, then I'll do this, and then I'll probably be done fertilizing, because then I'll have a lot of legumes and nitrogen fixers and a lot more diversity out there, hopefully. So
yeah. Yep. Heck yeah.
So anyway, for people looking that are doing fall seedings, that's a great fall seeding option too.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, through Millborn, we've been doing and supplying the seed for many of those contracts that are enrolled in Grass is Greener. And I don't know um, if there are a lot more grass seedings for pasture and hay because of AgSpire, or we're seeing that because of just fundamentals with cattle market.
I
You know what I mean?
think the
Like
time. I think it's
it's hard to,
both, but
yeah,
I think
I think so too.
I think the timing's right. I think you're not pushing the rope uphill as much as normal, right?
Yep.
And it goes back to, I know I've talked about this before, but there there is a lot of people and a lot more that will, all the advances in row crop technology have mostly come at a price point where it doesn't make sense to have them for 600, 800 acres, 1,000, even 1,200 acres of cropland, right? So I think you'll find more and more people move to an arrangement. They say, okay, what's the core of what we do?
Mm,
Cow calf operation. We can own all our own machinery. We can be completely self sufficient on our
mhm.
cow calf operation, feed production, everything. But we're going to work with one or two or three of these neighbors that have the equipment that want to come in and just plant or harvest either or the big chunk of our commodity acres, and that makes it a little bit more attractive to move some more of those acres into the core instead of the fringe.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So,
Yeah, I think you see that within um, probably this next sector of, or this next age group of
mhm.
farmers that are coming into that have been used to being diverse in their jobs that they've done, and the off farm income that they've had, they're
Yeah.
used to hiring people too. So I mean, this is you and I, right? Like we've been used to
Mhm.
doing that.
Mhm.
Even like the neighbors my age, I see also doing the same thing,
Yeah.
where it's not so much where it's I have to own every piece of equipment mentality and do it all by myself. It's like,
Hmm.
no, I'm gonna own this because I have the most acres that need this whatever piece of equipment, whether it's haying equipment or
Yeah.
stuff for crop farming. You kind of take those large capital investments and you make sure that you have enough acres to cover them.
Yep.
And then maybe you're hired out because you do have a sprayer or you do have a new baler or you do have
Yeah.
whatever it might be. Like there's more and more of that happening in lots of communities, I think.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really, really important. That's go back to the costs of producing, just because they're out there. I don't really see a good metric out there on what the average rancher has for haying equipment per acre hay or whatever. We just don't calculate those numbers like the row crop guys do. But national average is $175 per acre of machinery cost.
Yeah. And I mean, the argument to owning it is timing is very important, and it really is. And just like consistent quality or consistency in a volatile market of making sure
Mm-hmm.
that you're secure with putting up your own hay because you have the equipment. But it's really hard to not spend thousands of dollars on every piece of equipment and put up the capital just for maintenance and improvements, and
Mm-hmm.
it's too expensive.
Yeah. So I mean that's part of a trend too. I think a lot of people are looking at this saying, "What do we do? What are we going to do well at? What are we going to focus on?" Um, and flex some acres that way, clean some stuff
Yeah,
up. I think the
yeah,
people that are left with cows, a lot of them, if they're younger, are in expansion mode mentality.
yeah. Which is completely backwards in a high market, but that's what we do. I mean, it's human nature. Things are good, we got to buy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Should be selling.
Yeah. There's reason to, but even even at farm subsidies out of the equation, even at beef prices, calf prices, fed cattle prices, even at those prices 30% lower,
Yeah,
they're still way more profitable than current farm dynamics like row crop.
Oh,
So I
I
mean,
see what you're saying.
like they can take a crash, and they're still gonna be like, it'll suck. It'll suck when they go down. Like, I don't want to get $600 less for my calves than I did last year.
Mhm.
It'll still be more profitable than anything else I do. Then I don't think it's going to happen next year. I think it's maybe 2, 3 years out. But
Yeah.
it's all relative.
All right. I
But
don't
yeah, a lot
disagree
of
with
seed
you.
moving around. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but it's just, oh, I think I don't know, I think as farmers and livestock producers, it's so we get caught on the high side and the selling on the low side a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got to make up for losses with volume, Justin. Remember?
Yeah, true.
uh,
Yep.
that's what we got going on. Almost
Yeah,
through about halfway through the heifers. 12 heifers calved yesterday.
that's a big heifer calving day.
It's a good heifer. It's a good size heifer calving day for our little setup here. Lots of everything's going good. They just need so much, you know, 3 calf at
The
once, and they're
heifer.
like, I don't
Yeah.
know which calf is mine. Are they all mine? None of them mine.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, just time out. I don't even know. I don't even care who's whose. Just take a calf. Everybody take a calf. And they're dumb enough. I have no faith that the calves that I paired them up with are the calves, but they're all claiming them and they're all sucking now. So it's like
There
whatever.
you go. Hopefully they keep it.
Yeah, we put all of our heifer pairs in one big group so that they can take turns robbing off of each other.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
What did I saw this. This is like some sort of Snapchat meme or something like that. It was like it was a sheep though that had some sort of foam thing around its neck so that it couldn't dump the lamb. So you just need one of those, like a huge foam mattress cushion that goes over your. Well, they'd still kick it pretty good.
I don't know which one's worse. Actually, they're mostly claiming pretty good. Which I'd rather. I hate them both, but the ones that try to kill their calves are maybe preferable to the ones that like walk around the pen, like paying attention to everything but the calf in the middle of the pen that they just had. You know what I mean? That's the worst. It's like,
Well, usually the one that wants to kill it right away eventually
oh
takes
yeah,
it.
yeah,
They're just
yeah. Sometimes it's
like that
two
first
minutes,
16
sometimes it's
hours.
20 minutes. Rarely it's an hour or two, but at least they're paying attention.
Yep.
There's a days that 15 degrees even inside the barn. You know, wet calf. Heifer doesn't want to lick it. You don't want to mess it
Yeah,
up.
they're
It's
cold.
like, go lick the calf. Go lick the calf.
Yep. So what's your system look like with these heifers as far as penning them and barning them, moving them through,
So one place
clean
is
stuff
just
up?
pretty traditional. We got a little Morton barn. I try to lock them up by cycle date, just enough barn space to get most of them in. I'll have another barn to do this in next year because this one's too small. Um, just kind of get through it. You know what I mean? Like, don't have quite enough space on the nice days. They camp outside, which is great. Don't ever come hit the barn.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
the other place has got a very large riding arena hoop barn. It's probably, I don't know, 80 by 160. It's very large.
That's huge.
Hoop barn, just as cold inside as it is outside. Never, you could put 50 head in there and it doesn't raise the temperature like 1 degree. Just the humidity.
Really?
The humidity,
But
yeah, it's not
out of
retaining.
the wind though.
Out of the wind, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice, but
Yeah.
it's not like you're adding any body heat to it whatsoever
Yep.
because of the amount of air in there. Then we set up a portable corral in there. We split it kind of into fourths, halves, and then fourths eventually. And so we'll calve on one side and then pull pairs to the other side. We have about 6 pens, which is not enough when you're having 12, but and just shuffle them through. And then, so now we got like, 30 some pairs just on half of that hoop barn. Loafing, door goes
Yep.
outside, fence line bunks. And that'll work great until the calves get old enough to get in the fence line bunks,
Yeah.
start scooting around. But for now, it's good.
Yeah. Yep.
Plenty of loafing space, not enough pen space, but we're about
Yeah.
done with that group.
Works. Yep.
And then we'll get the second cycle put in there after that.
And those are just heifers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cows, they're out the system that you talked
We'll
through.
take the first AI cycle on the 2-year-olds that we breed. So there'll be like 35 of them. what stuck AI on second calvers. We'll bring them into a small calving pasture right by the road, right by the feeding area that we have good eyes on it, like a 10-acre piece with a good bunk, a little lean-to for shelter, and we'll calve them there. And that'll be like the first, 20 out of the first, 25 to 30 calves will come in that group, right? Because they're the morning that we turn bulls out that afternoon, and they're the youngest cows, and so they'll come a little earlier. So then we kind of start hard there, and then that whole group that have for pairs, about 80 head, will go on to 40 acres of rye as pairs as soon as the rye is ready to go end of the month here in a few weeks. Then they'll stay out there till June. They'll be the last ones to go to grass. 2/3 of those just get kicked out, open a pasture gate the other direction. Then we'll haul some pairs out to make the pasture fit right. And then the other ones, about 200-acre calving pasture, about 180 cows, will go on that piece at the other place. And that's just good space, good terrain, not a lot of, two little cricks, but not much crick area, mostly just kind of rolling, rocky ridge type stuff, but pretty accessible.
Yep.
They spread out really good there when they calve. It takes a while to get through it, to find them all. It's not flat, but yeah. And they won't start till for 2 weeks.
Okay. Yep.
Move them over in a week.
Yep.
You do everything in your place there, right? Little creek pasture.
We'll start about the 18th. I would do fence off the creeks now just because it seems like there's always something stupid that happens or you get something on the other side. So I went to just putting up polywire around them and keeping stuff out of the creeks. But then it seems like every year we try to just allocate or dedicate more grass for calving on. So we will move bred cows to grass and just sort off heavies as we go. So we'll do, a group of 20 and they'll go to a 10-acre piece, and then we'll do another group of 20, and we'll calve I think 75 cows this year at my place, and so we do that twice, and then kind of move to permanent pasture there mid-late May from those groups. So
nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we change things a little bit each year, depending on what worked the year before, but the trend has always been, not always. The recent trend has been, let's give them more area. Let's sacrifice more pasture. Let's get things away from the barn a lot
faster.
Do it just a little bit later too.
Yeah.
So, it is way easier. This is when I first started calving. It was like, okay, I need to have them right here in the pen by the barn, just in case we need to move them in the barn. And then let's pull that pair out after she calves in the shitty lot and get her to the pasture. The time and then you end up screwing more things up too.
Yeah, you don't need the barn that often if you calve in enough area. You don't need the barn often at all.
And you don't need to drag that calf to have that cow follow you or not follow you and get to a different spot, and just more stress. So I definitely don't have the answers and don't know, but that is one thing that I think has worked really well. Just let them be. We're not the whole kit farrow. We don't need to tag. We don't need to monitor things that way. We're going to tag the calf and we're going to keep records and stuff like that. And we're going to handle them just a little bit, but we're not going to move them. Once they drop it, they stay there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got that neighbor here that does probably 800 cows, which is a lot to manage for this part of the world, right? And instead of going like the hoop barn, calving route or whatever, he still does the, 200-acre calving pasture, but with like 750 head on it. And he shuffles them in and out of the barn, and he moves dales out. And essentially he has nursery pastures, the best way to explain it. Where he'll go to, 40, 80, 100-acre pastures in the nearby area, just like for a month, right? So like he's loading up and moving 2-day-old calves out to an 80-acre pasture where they're going to stay for a month. The grass is just green enough. They're just getting enough to eat. Might have to feed them there if it's coming late with bales and stuff. And then has to regather them to go out to he runs a bunch of stuff up north and over in, Dual County. And I'm going, wow. I don't know. I don't know if I can imagine handling my calves twice like that.
It's a lot of touch points.
Yeah. But so he does it.
Yeah.
He does it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of cows put through. It's just a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'd be really cool if your grass wasn't 100 miles away from your cows. I don't have that problem. Mine's only, 6 to 8 miles away, most of it. But it is a strange concept.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm going to go check.
Yeah.
Check my heifers.
Find some more calves.
Yeah.
'Tis the season. Okay.
'Tis the season.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, this is a nice little mid-spring update
of
what's going on. Okay. Alrighty. Well, thanks to our listeners again for listening. And we're going to have a guest again next week. And so tune in for the next podcast. And appreciate you listening. So happy calving and happy spring planting season, everybody.
Best wishes to all.
See ya.
Well, we hope you enjoyed another episode of the Roots and Ruminants podcast. Let us know what you thought of it. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those social media things. And, if you ever have any questions, just give us a call. We've got a toll-free number here at 888-498-7333. Be glad to hear from you. Thank you.